Good morning, students. Hope you are fine. Today I will continue the chapter 3 Advanced Formatting with MS Word. In last class, you have learnt how to apply theme, adding page border and setting page margins. Today, first we will start the practical portion given according to setting page margin. Open page number 40. In page number 40, it is given time for action. That means you have to do practical. Rahul's teacher has assigned him a project on solar system. You are doing a solar system project in solar system. Rahul has created a document with images and text. He has done. But now he wants to change the left margin to 1.5 and bottom margin to 2. How can he achieve the task? So here you have to write the steps. First, click the page layout tab. From the page setup group, click the margin icon. Click the custom margins option. The margin tab under margins from left spin box, select 1.5. From the bottom spin box, select 2. Click OK. That means I am turning the page. See, in last class you have seen this box. This is page setup box. Here margins are given top, left. Customs means here you can change. Okay. Bottom, right. Then orientation, landscape or portrait. And then margin the paper, that is normal, and if you click here you will get the more options, and here preview how it looks you can see, and then click OK. So here in left he changed from 1 inch to 1.5 and bottom he changes 1 to 2. Okay, then you can see the result. This is the practical portion of margin setting. Now I am starting the page orientation. Students, listen carefully. I think you can understand and you can write the steps also, whatever given the outside question, and fill in the blanks, true, false, you can do. If you read seriously, then you can do. Page orientation. Page orientation is direction in which your document is displayed or printed. The two types of page orientation are landscape and portrait. The default setting of a paper is portrait, that displays your page in a vertical order. The landscape orientation displays the page in the horizontal order. That means when you take out the printout, normally you can see this one, this portion, that is called portrait. Portrait means it looks like a portrait picture. So it is called portrait, and landscape means it is horizontal order, that means this way. See the picture? This way, landscape. So by default, that means when you start, you don't change anything, then you will get the printout like this. But if you want to this type of landscape printouts, then you have to change. Then how you can change it? To change the page orientation, step 1, open the document for which you want to change the page orientation. That means suppose you have made one document and then you want to change it. Then you have to open that document, click the page layout, Page layout tab is there on the menu bar. I have shown you in last class. From the page setup group, click the launcher. There is one option, that is launcher. The page setup dialog box appear as shown in figure 3.7. Actually, this type of setup. Here just now I have shown you this one, and you have to click any one, that is portrait and that is landscape. If you click this one and then OK, that means you have selected that setup. Now under orientation, select the landscape option, click OK, save the document. And one thing I am saying again, that if you have done any changes, you have to save every time, otherwise it will not change. You cannot see the changes. Here see 3.8 picture changing the page orientation from the page setup box. Here you can select any one. Now get smarter, that means in the easy way. Alternatively, you can change the page orientation without opening the page setup dialog box. Click the page layout tab, then from the page setup group, click the page orientation directly icon and click the landscape option as shown in figure 3.8. Now see here, 3 fill in the blanks are here. These fill in the blanks are related to the last whatever you have learnt. First, the theme gallery is located in the themes group on the dash tab. This is theme is available in page layout tab. Number 2, the top and bottom margins in MS Word 2010 are called vertical margins. And number 3, the landscape orientation displayed the page in horizontal order. That means this type of order. Okay, it is clear? Now paragraph formatting. You know, when you write something, you change your paragraph. Normally when we type in MS Word document, we press the enter key and we change the paragraph. But in MS Word, we have the facility to use paragraph dialog box. While creating a document, what do you do to add spaces between the texts? You generally press the enter key to add spaces between lines and paragraphs. MS Word provides various ways to modify and indent line and adjust paragraphs spacing. Paragraph spacing improves the readability of your document. That means it helps you to make the document clear who is learning or reading. Now paragraph spacing. Paragraph spacing is the amount of space that is created above and below of a paragraph when you press the enter key. That means it is, suppose here, see how much space? Here each one by one line is written, no spacing, a single line space. But here see, you can think maybe 2 lines spacing are there. So first, normally we press enter key. Paragraph setting can be customized to define the amount of space between paragraphs, heading or subheadings. That means if you first before creating the document, if you set up the paragraphs, then several times you don't have to press the enter key, but it automatically, as you enter the press the enter key, and you can see that it will take the space whatever you have defined here. First, to set paragraph spacing, open the document in which you want to change the spacing. Select the required paragraphs. That means suppose there are 3 paragraphs in your document. You want to adjust the paragraph in same amount. Select the required paragraphs. Here, see, this is paragraphs. Spacing here, spacing before, after, line spacing, multiple. There are so many. You will get so many options to change it. On the Home tab, from the paragraph group, click the launcher. The paragraph dialog box appears as shown in figure 3.1. This is the paragraph dialog box. Under the spacing from the before and after, I shown just now, spin box, select the required value, click OK, save the document. And in this way you can adjust the paragraph spacing. Okay. Now line spacing. That means earlier, see here, spacing only single line, but here you can see there are more space between 2 lines, maybe 1.1, 1.5. Okay, so how to set it? Line spacing. Line spacing is the amount of space between the lines of a text in a paragraph. You can customize. Customize means you can change. Actually, by default we are getting single line space and sometimes double line, but you can customize. That means according to your requirement you can change. Give the line spacing you did for paragraph spacing. To set the line spacing, how you will set? Open the document in which you want to change the spacing. Select text you want to format. That means here you have to select the whole text. That means suppose you have typed the whole page, then you have to select the whole document, and then on Home tab, from the paragraph group, click the launcher. The paragraph dialog box appears as shown last page you saw. Click the indent and spacing tab. See here. Line spacing here. Okay. Under spacing, from the line spacing group drop down list, select the required value. That means single line, then 1.5, then double, then multiple, like that. From at spin box, select the required value. From where at means, click OK and save the document. Now get smarter. You can change the paragraph and line spacing without opening the paragraph dialog box. That is direct. What you will do? To do so, on the Home tab, from the paragraph group, click the paragraph and line spacing icon and select the required option. Sometimes we can use Control key to save our time. Here keyboard shortcut, this is called keyboard shortcut. That means with the help of keyboard, with 2 or more keys, you can do your work. You can use the control key in combination with the number keys to change the line spacing. Keyboard shortcut: Control +1 single line spacing, Control +2 double line spacing, and Control +5 it is 1.5 line. 1.5 you know, that means 1.5, not 2 line, only 1 line and half, that is called 1.5 line spacing. But here you have to put 1 Control +5, not 5 lines. These shortcuts do not work with the numeric keypad. That means when you use the numeric keypad, it will not work. Now, indenting text. Okay, I will teach it next day. First I will revise whatever I taught in this portion. First one is page orientation. That means when you want to take out the printout of your document, how it will look. No, by default, suppose you created a document, you did not change any layout, then you will get this portrait picture of your document, portrait orientation. But when you select landscape, only that time you can get the landscape orientation. Here are the steps. First, then what we have learned? We have learned that two types of page orientation are available in MS document: landscape and portrait. By default portrait we get, but we can select landscape. Setting of a paper is portrait, that displays the vertical order, and landscape horizontal, that means this is vertical and this is horizontal. Okay, and here are the steps. You read again. Next, I have given the fill in the blanks answers. The themes gallery is located in the themes group on the page layout tab. The top and bottom margins of MS Word 2010 are called vertical margins. The landscape orientation displays the page in horizontal order. Students, I think you are following the class. You can understand. Now, paragraph formatting. While creating a document, what do you do to add space between the text? That means when you want to give space between the text means the document you have written. You generally press the enter key to add space between lines and paragraphs. MS Word provides various ways to modify and indent lines and adjust paragraphs spacing. Paragraph spacing improves the readability of your document. Now, paragraph spacing. Paragraph spacing is the amount of space that is created above or below a paragraph when you press the enter key. Paragraph setting can be customized to define the amount of space between paragraphs, headings or subheadings. Headings, when you create any document, you can give the heading. That means each chapter you get the heading. Here it is called heading. In this paragraph it is called heading. Or subheading means below the heading that is created, it is called subheading. Now how to set? To set the spacing, paragraph spacing, number 1, open the document in which you want to change the spacing. Select the required paragraphs. On the Home tab, from the paragraph group, click the launcher. The paragraph dialog box appears as shown, figure 3.9. This is the paragraph dialog box. Okay, and with the help of this spin box, these are called spin box. Here you can change. Here you can change the number. Here the spacing, line spacing, space before after, the amount you can do whatever I have told, and then click OK. When you do any changes, you can see in the preview box what changes you have done, and then OK. Under the spacing from before and after spin box, select the required value and OK. Click OK. Save the document. And next, line spacing. Line spacing also, it is amount of space between two lines. You can customize the line spacing like you did for the paragraph spacing. To set the line spacing, open the document in which you want to change the spacing. Select the text you want to format. On the Home tab, from the paragraph group, click the launcher. The paragraph dialog box appears. In last page you saw in figure 3.9. Click the indents and spacing tab. Under the spacing, from the line spacing drop down list, select the required value. From the add spin box, select the required value, click OK, save the document. Now get smarter. You directly open the tab and you can change the space. Here the keyboard shortcut, it is Ctrl+1 equal to single line spacing, Ctrl+2 equal to double line spacing, Ctrl+5 equal to 1.5 line spacing. These are the shortcuts. Okay, today up to here only. Next day I will complete the chapter. Thank you students for joining the class.